Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Disco Kitty the Crappy Crafter. Today we're going to be working with some more resin, which is just the way it should be. So I saw a cool thing on Reddit, and it was this person that molded a little bathtub, a little mini bathtub, like the ones that you see at restaurants with drinks in them, but it was cute because it was resin, and it looked like all of the ink was dripping from the top of the piece, which means that it would have had to have been dripping from the bottom of the mold, because the mold is almost always upside down compared to the piece. The bottom is the top is the bottom. So I asked them how they did it, and they told me, and they said good luck, and we're here to give it a try. And I'm going to do it in two ways. Unfortunately, I only have one mold that will theoretically work because it needed to be, like a shape. It was a bathtub, so it was hollow in the middle, and it was just like the walls, as it were. So I have this one. It's a jar. I don't remember where I got it from. Where'd I get it from? Craft Kitsune. We're going to do it twice. We're going to cook it once, and then we're going to let it sit for 24 hours like it's supposed to. So we'll see if cooking it affects how the ink comes up. We'll see. I'm excited to give it a try. I hope it works. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's get some resin all mixed up. I'm using a 2-part epoxy resin from Let's Resin. And I don't remember how much we're going to mix up, but I think the whole thing took 60 milliliters, I think. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so we'll just mix it up, 3 minutes, scrape the bottoms and the sides. For the first one, I'm going to use a pipette to get the ink in there, because I've already tried to get the ink in there once, and I put in so much ink that I just created this solid ugly layer of ink at the bottom, and it just didn't work, so I had to do it again. I'm using only red, yellow, and blue. See what kind of mixing up I can get, and we're just gonna pour right into the center on top and let it sloop down the sides by itself and pull the ink up itself. Look at how cool that is. It's already turning out pretty freaking cool. And we will learn some things with this, which is cool. So the first thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to try to get rid of all the bubbles. I am not going to get rid of all the bubbles on either lid, and that's fine. We're not here for the lid. We're here for the base. We're here for the jar part. And did you see the bubbles? Yeah, we'll talk about that extensively later. So I actually had to put this in the fridge because it was still way too soft after I took it out of the cooker in order to take it out. It was just too soft. It was just folding right over on itself. And I have also found that it is a lot easier to take the mold out of this while it's still squishy than to try to take the mold out of it when it's completely cured and hard, which is something I'm going to find out a little later as well, which is going to be obnoxious, but that's okay. I think it worked really, really well, though. Look at all the drippies. Drippies. It really, really looks like it dripped from the top, which is cool because that's the bottom in the mold. So this time I'm not going to use the pipettes. I'm just going to drippy some ink in there. I'm using the same inks, and I should have used a different blue, but I wanted to have, similar results. So I used the same process for both, which meant the same inks, even if I didn't like them. Because the blue just does not show up very well. The blue is not very dark. I should have used a very dark blue. I used a very light blue, and I shouldn't have. Again, pouring right on the center and letting it pull the ink up itself. Trying to get rid of more bubbles. You can actually watch as I squidgy these bubbles away. You can watch as the ink blooms on the other side. It's very cool. Really should have used a different blue, but hey, You know what? That's neither here nor there. It's in the past. It is in the past. Alright, so this cured for like 72 hours or more because I did it on a Friday that I had off, and then I had to work the weekend, and then I could just completely forgot about it, and I'll talk more about that later as well. But yay, look. And look at the lack. Did you see the lack of bubbles? Complete lack of bubbles because it got to sit and outgas by itself instead of being cooked and trapping the bubbles. But again, I'll talk about that later. So hard to get it out. It was so hard. I eventually just had to I didn't rip the mold. I did not ruin the mold. Mark it on your calendar. I didn't ruin it. But look at that. It came out really well. I think it dripped basically the same. I think I used more in the other one, but look at the difference in bubbles. That was definitely an unexpected, cool data point. But yeah, neither here nor there. We're here for this. We're here for the ink. Well, that worked out pretty well. So here's the one that we cooked. Let's see. There we go. Here's the one that we cooked. And here's the one that we let sit for, well, it ended up being a really long time because I did this on a Friday that I had off, and then I worked the weekend and I completely forgot about it until there were some issues Monday morning, and I happened to come into my office for a different reason, and I saw that and went, oh, I should probably finish that, huh? Yeah, so let's finish it. This is the one that I let sit for like 72 hours. And honestly, I think they both worked out pretty well. Pretty much the same, don't you think? It's hard saying because I think I may have actually used more ink in one than the other, but, you know, they both did basically the same thing, I think. Yeah, I think they worked out pretty well. I definitely didn't use a very good blue because you cannot see that blue at all. Look at that. There's some blue right there, but you can't see it really. And that's okay. But what this also did was it gave us a secondary bit of information we were not looking for, but we got anyways, and I'm super excited about this. So this is the one, this is the cap that got cooked. I don't know if you can see it. Let's try something dark. Ooh, wait. Is this dark enough? You can see there's lots and lots of little tiny bubbles because they didn't get a chance to escape. And this one does not have lots of little tiny bubbles because they had the chance to escape. They had the chance to go away. You can see it in the bottom of these two. See, lots of bubbles. Lots of bubbles. No bubbles. So how cool is that? So you definitely going to want to do some kind of bubble evacuation if you're going to use the cookers. I thought that I had noticed that I was capturing more bubbles in kind of a weird spot, especially see, I've been making a whole bunch of toppers, and I have a new mold for my toppers. It's not a cap mold, it's just a flat mold, and it's a learning curve. But so these have been picking up a lot of little tiny bubbles. Probably not that pair, because that pair was a pair that got to sit overnight. But just look at all these little bubbles. Compared to the one that got to sit for 3 days. But yeah, I mean, this all worked really, really well, and it was a good experiment. So we know that dropping the alcohol ink into the mold and then pouring the resin on top of the alcohol ink will make them look like they're flowing up, so that they look like they're flowing down when everything's taken out of the mold and facing the right way. And it doesn't matter if you cook it or if you don't, it'll do the same thing. So, but we did also learn that if you cook your resin, you're going to capture your bubbles, and if you let it sit, they're more likely to go away. So there's that. So, yeah, that's it for this week. Until next week, stay safe. Give me a second. One second. Okay. Oh, we haven't seen any kitties in a long time, huh? Look, Abby Cat has come to visit. You say hi to the people. Hi, people. Hi, people. Oh. She's going in for a dental next week. She has no idea what's gonna happen. But she's gonna be happier afterwards because she needs to get 2 teeth pulled. She's a good girl. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't have the right shoulder going on. Gotta be on the right shoulder. Left shoulder, technically. Oh, my baby. Yes. I was gonna say she's not going anywhere for a while, but I guess she is.